Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Norris, Joker, Fernando Alonso, and Russell, Hamilton, Perez, Vettel, and Kevin Magnussen, Joe, Oscar Piastri, Max Verstappen, and Albon, Gasly, Stroll, Nicholas Latifi, and Mick Schumacher, Drugovich, Ocon, Tsunoda, and Daniel Ticktum. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. Here we go then, the formation lap is underway ahead of today's sprint. We're almost ready to start the sprint as the cars take their positions on the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
Hello everybody, it's Joe here, and welcome back to my F1 22 My Team Career Mode campaign. And if you're wondering why this episode is so short, it's because it's quite possibly the worst race weekend I've ever had on any career mode ever. I'm not even exaggerating, I think this might be the worst so far. We are going to see what unfolded right now as we begin the sprint race, because obviously Austria is a sprint weekend. We lined up P4 for the sprint, so qualifying we were very competitive. We've got a relatively decent getaway, but I'm trying to cover a fast starting Mercedes behind me, and Alonso just got a launch like a rocket ship and gained a couple of positions, so he got passed from 5th to 3rd, I believe he went. But I'm going to try and get Lando Norris down the inside here, and I believe we've got that move done, so we're up into P4, going along quite nicely. Next up is Fernando Alonso directly ahead, and at the end of lap 2, we're looking pretty tasty to take him. The two Ferraris are currently 1 and 2, with Sainz leading the way. We're now looking to the outside of Fernando Alonso. We've got that move done. Boom, boom, skadoosh. But what happens next is just the beginning of the end of the weekend. I've already heard in my ear that there could be an issue with the car and to stand by, so anxiety spikes. But also, I'm watching these two Ferraris fighting ahead of me, thinking I could potentially get involved and go for a sprint race win. But my engine has let go in a big way, and that's me out of the sprint. And as a result, that compromises me for the entire weekend. Because as you all know, the sprint finishing order determines the feature race grid order. So that's going to be me starting at the back. Leclerc leads the Ferrari 1-2 then. Norris gets 3rd and Russell 4th. But what happened to Alonso, I wonder? Because he was somewhat behind me. And I saw Norris got past him on the thing. So I don't know what happened to him. Let's have a little look back here. So this is back to lap 3, where I sweep round the outside. And Fernando went in very tight there. He's lost momentum. Here comes Lando Norris. I wonder if they're going to bang wheels. Norris goes left and right, then back to the left again. Down the outside. Is he going to complete the move? Alonso's tight on the inside. Norris trying to sweep. They're still side by side, going into the hairpin. But I believe Norris could just edge ahead here. Which way is this going to go? The two McLarens still side by side. And Norris just ahead. But Alonso has good momentum out the corner. But Norris has the inside, and I think this will be where the move is completed. So what happened to Alonso? Well, he goes wide here and rejoins into the path of the Mercedes, and that's his win gone. So he'll be starting at the back anyway in the feature race as well. But there's the championship standings. Carlos Sainz closes up a little bit. So does Charles Leclerc, as they gained maximum points from the sprint race. And now you're probably asking, how does the feature race go? How could it possibly be any worse than what just unfolded in the sprint? Well, here I am. I'm trying to recover position. I'm going to have a look down the inside of Latifi. I've missed my braking spot. Magnussen's going very slowly. And yeah, that's me completely out due to a driver error. So, the absolute ultimate disaster weekend comes to a close, and Leclerc gets maximum points from it. Sprint win, feature win, and a fastest lap, which will have a huge impact in the championship. And I'm just looking for Alex Albon. It doesn't look like he's scored majorly, so our gap to Albon in the championship relatively safe. There's the overall standings, and we're still, well, we're 22 points clear of Albon now, so we're still nice and safe with the gap to Albon. But it could have been better for us. It could have been so much better had I had the patience in the feature race. Problem is, I went for the dive, I missed my braking spot, Magnussen was going slower than I thought he was, tried to avoid him and I couldn't. So that was the ultimate disaster weekend. And Alpine close a point on us to 17 points. TTFN, guys.